Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Virtual Flight Diaries. And we are here with the Miltech MH-60S series Jayhawk, which is the twin brother of the Blackhawk helicopter. And we're here in McCall Municipal Airport in Idaho, and we're going to be doing some forest fire ops with Sky Ops from Say Intentions. And let's get in, and we got to go and do our walk around. So this helicopter is probably one of two of my favorite helicopters. I like the Togs Hanger Huey and this one. Both are capable of firefighting with a Bambi Bucket attachment. And that's what we're going to attempt to do here. So, hey, we got Drunk Billy in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. We should be on. If you're going to fly along, I don't know if you do helicopters or anything like that, or even have the scenery, Billy, but should be on multiplayer. I did turn it on. But anyway, I got to pull the plugs, and we got the pitot covers. Here, we pull the covers off the, I believe these are the IR sensors. Pull the shocks. Got another sensor there. Just look around, look at our rotors, that all looks good. Let's get back on board and get fired up. All right, so SkyOps. Let's look at Billy. You say, oh, plus it's pretty late there. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I keep forgetting that we got some time differences here, but I'm glad for you stopping by. Hopefully, you can hang out as long as you can. But all right, so the SkyOps. So the SkyOps mission, hopefully, let's see here. Hopefully that didn't get too messed up. Oh, I moved the dispatch and it went away. Yeah, it's a new flight. Hopefully that didn't get screwed up. Why would it be, right? Do something here real quick. Yeah, I can reload the mission. Man, I waited too long, I think. Well, that stinks because if I have to rebuild this, wait, let me take a minute. So what I'm doing here is, let's see if I can. You guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm building a mission. I had built one, but I guess I waited too long and it went away because I wanted to try to build it before the stream. So let's do professional. I'm going from, hold on a second. Going from call. Come back from a call. Maybe Helitech 51. Is this a new thing on Say Intentions? No, actually, it's been around. It's been around for over a year now. The way to build custom missions, that's newer. So what's on fire? We got a wildfire. Spell right. Union Peak. Oh, what is it? Union Peak Lookout near Marble Creek. It's a small one, 100 acres. What's the risk? Uh, what's the fire's behavior? Contained. Ground crews. Oh, Limp said, "Hey, hello, hello, hello. Hey, welcome to the stream. Flying a helicopter in the sim is where you need to use head tracker." Exactly. Except my head tracker isn't working and I can't quite figure it out. So contained by ground crews, but still burning. Attack. Water because I can't spell aerial for some reason in my brain's thing. Resources will needed. Fly to peak. Look out to pick up a relief fire crew. Fire. Yeah, a lot of typing. Resources needed. Water drop. That's where that's supposed to go. And then special instructions will fly. How many times am I going to type Pinion Peak? Bambi Bucket. Let's see what this does. And I've only recently played with this, so I didn't know that it would cancel on me. Professional. Now it's going to create. Okay, mission created. Nice. Okay, so let's see. We are going to be dispatched 100-acre wildfire in smoldering dense lodge poles and subalpine firs on the west slope of and below Pinion Peak in the French Church River and No Return Wilderness. Ground crews have a rough line around the perimeter, but stubborn hotspots in steep, inaccessible timber above Marble Creek. Continue to torch the first unexpected surprise of the stream. Yeah. It says a fresh 4-person helitech relief team is standing by at Pinion Peak Lookout with a full Bambi Bucket kit ready for sling load. Your helicopter will insert the crew into the designated clearing area and the active flank and remain on station for coordinated water drops. Spring conditions have fuel's damp but heavy duff layers are holding heat. Wind light southwesterly. Terrain is rugged. Blah blah blah. Expect other flight assets and working the Salmon River corridor. All scooping points are on nearby mountain lakes and Payette River are cleared for use. 35 miles east of the airport, roughly heading 070 in the vicinity of blah 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 blah. Latitude, longitude, coordinates, etc., etc., etc. So it said you have a window open in the middle of your screen. Yes, I know. That's because I have the Say Intentions thing open, which then puts my thing. Thank you, sir. Okay, so let's get fired up and let's get out of here, right, guys? We got a fire to fight. All right, rotor brake off, battery on. Put APU to oops. Power on. Air start source APU. Air detection checked. And let's get some lighting up. To normal. And we'll do the cargo hook lights. Lighting lights can come on for now. So how well modeled is this helicopter? It is modeled excellently. Now, I'm not a helicopter pilot, nor have I ever flown a helicopter in real life, so I can't attest to that, but it flies very nicely in the sim. It also has a lot of stability augmentation systems like the real aircraft, which makes it very easy to fly. Kind of points in the direction you want it to, and it just goes. All right, utility pumps can come on. And come down here. We got, we'll turn on the SAS system. Here, auto control. Test done. He's going to come on. Fuel boost for startup. So come on. This isn't modeled, but it does light up, so we'll just turn it on. Be cool if it did. It's like a HF radio system. So yeah, parking brake is set. The tail wheel lock is set. I imagine seriously that is a bug. The APU would not be turning the turbine, but it's not a game-ending bug. Spots are a little wonky. Right, so I'm going to get the you say, Drippo, we all love pushing buttons. Exactly. All right, master caution is out, and we can get engine 2 fired up. Oh, need the ignition on. All right, engine 2. Or engine 1, I should say. My bad. Head operations, Helitac 351 will be departing McCall Municipal, heading to Pinion Peak Lookout.
Lookout noted. Monitor AirTac 131.47 for fire ops. Report when visual on the lookout.
Monitor AirTac 3147 for fire ops, and we'll put visual on the lookout. Helitac 351. All right, so a good start on that. So I could go back to direct, and we'll fire up 2. When I start looking at an aircraft like that, I've never been in. I think about that scene when Ted Stryker first sits down, and the dials and the switches all go on forever. Right? Oh man, that's such a hilarious movie. Oh my god! All right, turn to engine 2. Hey, 147. Wow, I've never actually gotten an AirTac frequency before. Sweet. All right, so I could go back to direct, and we can go fly. All right, all the heats can come on. Let's put Gen 1 and 2 on before we lose our battery. source can go to engines and EP off. Power up the rescue hoist, and that looks like we are good to go. So next step is going to be this one, because these are all Orbx sceneries, and they're in the sim. They're just not in Navigraph or anything like that. So Paeta Peak. We got 54 nautical miles at 111. So I'll put 111 in here. As a reference, there is no like heading hold or anything like that. I can actually put that up over here. Call traffic, Helitech 351, taxiing to runway 16 for midfield departure to the east. A call. All right, so over here, I'll put on the engine screens, and I will get clear up. We're ready to go. So you're gonna see like a little flicker. It's this texture, I believe, that's causing it. But I really wanted a non-military texture, and there's very few to choose from. So loop settings here. I just want to let you know that the PMDG just dropped my final update for the 777ER. I see it does help to complain to you guys and in my head. Nice. That is a wonderful news. So you don't have to buy it again. All right, park and brake off. Tail wheel unlocked. And we are going to taxi on out.
Approaching runway 16.
All traffic, Helitech 351, taking off mid-runway departure, initial departure to the west with a turnout to the east. A call. All right, we got wind at a diagonal. Not entirely sure this is exactly how they do it, but I'm just going to wing it. All right, so we'll bring power up. We're going to go into a hover. We're going to lock the tail wheel. Taxiing in a heli feels weird. Nah. Alright, let's get into a hover. Let's go. Oop. Can't do too many outside.
Traffic 5252 departing runway 34, McCall.
And we are flying, guys. So, got a little bit of a trip down to Pinion Peak. We're definitely got to climb up to 9,500 feet at least. All right, and let's put on the AirTac frequency. See if there's any traffic on that. That'd be cool. So I'm just kind of using this as a reference, kind of almost like a little GPS for us. There is a way you could actually plan out a flight and actually, I think you can import it into the flight plan map. So let's start climbing because we gotta get up over these mountains. Using chase plane in that thing is dangerous? Nah. Yeah, probably. The thing is, it's such little writing, I can't quite see it. So I'm still hand flying this thing, so you guys can see it's pretty stable. Could do it with a little trim. Like I let go. Like I got no hands. Well, said, "Yo, look at the nice helicopter." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are flying the helo today. Definitely want to be at 9,500 feet. How fast does it go? I can, we could probably get it up around 160. It cruises about between 100 and 120. Or auto flight control system, not really necessarily called an autopilot. So we're going to go, it's going to put us roughly, I mean, I could bump this up just a little bit. I'm going to try to conserve some fuel because we're going to be fighting fire. And I'm going to be doing a lot of hover and everything like that because I'm not perfect at it. You missed the start of the stream due to an angry user issue. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure I know what that means. Users, right. It's like the last job I used to say it would be great if it wasn't for all the people. Oh, an angry client, I would say, right? So I want to join my track line here. You got them calmed down and it's all good? That's good. So, AirTac, HeliTac 351 inbound, Pike's Pinion Pike. Look out. Oh, come on. You told me to go to AirTac. All right. That's funny. There's no one listening on 13147. Must be going to be a new edition. They're going to probably be adding asset stuff, so it's just a holding. Like in the movie Tron, the users. So we're in auto flight control system right now, so it's actually maintaining a heading and altitude for us. So I could go hands free. I could talk to you guys. When we get on track here, I'm going to kind of point us in the direction of Pinion Peak. I just love the scenery in this backcountries in Flight Sim. And as they say, the user always thinks he's right. Yeah, I kind of can get that. Just in a different aspect. Slinking over. So when you have the auto flight control system on, you want to be real gentle with turning and yanking around. You're not going to be doing any kind of movie stunts with it on. And actually, I've got to make an adjustment for the winds. Let's see where that puts us. All right, so we got a little bit of a flight to get to the first lookout that we're going to. So those pictures I posted on the Discord in order, I mean, it literally was zero visibility flying through here. And this little instrument right here is what I was using to visually initiate my approach into the lookout. Zero Viz is always fun. It's even more fun when you're in a helicopter and you're in mountains. Let's do a little more adjustment here. Let's go east. A little more east. I love that view. So a couple things we're going to have to look for when we get out to Pinion Peak is one, a water source. We're going to see if we can visualize the fire. This is absolutely the perfect habitat for a helicopter, especially a military type helicopter as well. I mean, it's just, I could see why in the civilian world they want to use these for fire and rescue. I'll say that's a sleek looking heli. Yeah, it is. This is why I like it. I don't think there's still snow up here in Idaho. Maybe even more fun in a Robinson. Well, you'd have to, in a Robinson, you'd have to be mindful of our altitude because we're popping in and around 10,000 feet. I don't know what the surface ceiling of a Robinson is, let alone the hover ceiling, because there's two types of ceilings in a helicopter. There's the service ceiling, which we all know from our fixed wing stuff, and then there's the there's actually a hover ceiling where you can't, once you reach that, you can't hover the helicopter anymore. And we're up, okay, 9,500 feet up. Hovering is a privilege. Yeah. Yeah, and actually, it's not the end all and be all. So, up on Mount Everest, they use the Airbus H-135s to go up to base camp, and base camp is like 17,000 feet up, and the 135 can't hover at that altitude, but it can slow its descent enough to come in. So they actually come into the fixed point, descend, skip the hover part, put it in an arrested descent, and just set the skids down on the pad. It's actually pretty crazy. I tried that helicopter mission for FSX on Mount St. Helens like 1,000 times and never could save the people. I never did any helicopters in FSX. 2020 was when I started playing around with helicopters. The people are previous pilots. So Sky Ops in Say Intentions is actually crazy. You can actually do you could do all kinds of stuff. You could do executive transport, you could do fixed wing medical transport, you could do rotor wing transport, you can do rotor wing medical, you could do search and rescue, firefighting, and there's a lot of other options you can do on SkyOps as well, including, you can create this mission, you can let AI create the mission for you, you can go on call. So what's cool is you can go on call and say, I'm going to go on call for the next hour. And you can start the sim, sit there on your, get everything set up, the plane and everything like that on the tarmac. And then through your phone, you can then just go off and pretend you're like in the crew room watching TV and wait for a dispatch to come over your phone. And then you can come over to the sim and do the mission. Like you would get paged in the real world randomly. There's also another mission you could do called Rescue the People from the Burning Oil Rig. Let's see, now that's a Sobo's career mode. But there's also, there's SkyOps missions and there's also ACA missions. And in the ACA missions, you can pick like pilots for pause. There's what do they call it? Where you fly, you volunteer to fly sick patients that's mostly children, to destinations. And what's cool is that if you fly those missions on Say Intentions, they actually will donate to the real ACA ops. They're probably waiting, doing nothing, peak realism. Exactly. I did EMS back in the 90s, and that's what it was. I sat around and played PlayStation and waited for a call. Sometimes we had nothing all day. Let's see, do some missions you have to land on helipads in the cities. You could do accident missions where you flying HEMS stuff, where you take the helicopter to an accident scene, pick up the patient, and then fly him to a hospital. I was going to say, that'll be the day when I'm on call from my computer. But if you want to do it real, Limp, if you want to do it for real. All right, so I think that peak out there is actually where we're going to be going. Yeah, I think that's when I quit Fly Delta Virtual, when they had me go on standby. Well, it says, stupid question incoming. Do they have all of the real world helipads in the system? Or does it send you to buildings that don't have helipads on them? So that's a Sobo thing. If the city scenery doesn't have helipads, then yeah, it'll send you to the right helipad. It just may not exist in the sim. But like big cities like New York City with the Samsung designs and Philadelphia, etc., actually have all the hospital helipads. So it makes it more realistic if you do it there. But it will send you to the lat and longitude of the actual hospital, etc. So yeah, so probably only do the cities where they had world updates. Probably, yep. If you're going the free route, you would need the world update sceneries. It says there's a whole bunch of third-party helipads that you can buy. That too. FS, our friends over at Flights MTO have all that stuff too. Classic Jetson Pilot. Hey, VFD, look at you. You're a rotor head? One of these days you're going to make me give this a try. Well, hey, CJ, hey, yeah, I've been a kind of a closet rotor head for a little over a year. I've done a couple streams. It's very hard to stream a helicopter though for the sim or for YouTube. But yeah, I've been dabbling. Classic jets and helicopters, right? Yeah, we'll go to my favorite view. So it looks like we're going to actually have a little bit of some visibility issues out over by the fire lookout. Doesn't look too bad though. So right now you're still hand flying, and if so, what are you doing with the rudder pedals right now? So right now I'm actually not hand flying. I have the automatic flight control system enabled under the stability augmentation system, which is actually in the real helicopter. So right now I have it holding my altitude and my heading, and that's pretty much all it does. It also can auto hover and auto approach, and since it's a military aircraft too, it can actually do radar altitude hold, which then would have us do terrain following. So right now I'm just resting my feet on the rudder pedals, so I'm not actually doing anything. So I said, yeah, it is pretty cool. So I said, hey, I thought that guy next to you didn't even have his hand on the stick, was flying. He's just getting ready. He's scared of my helicopter piloting skills, so he's ready to grab the controls whenever necessary. He said, laughing out, I flew one once in real life. Just about nothing I know about flying translates to helicopters. I flew as a passenger. I never flew a helicopter in real life. And yeah, fixed wing, well, there are some aspects. Once you get between transition of hover to flight, it's essentially similar to fixed wing flying, but it's the whole forward motion to transition to approach to landing to hover, set down, etc. That's tricky, and you're going to see. This is not going to be perfect in the least bit. So, Holstead, what I've read is that with everyone, you move one control, you have to do the counter action with the other controls, so that it's very active on both rudder pedals, power, and correction. That is very true. That is very true. So there's constant torque countering. That big rotor up above us wants to spin this thing in the opposite direction. So we got to counter that with the tail rotor, and so on and so forth. All right, so my helicopter. Gotta climb up. We'll pull out some collective. So I want to try to slow down as well as climb a little bit. It's too much. So this is where it gets funky. Hey, operations, Helitac 351. We have a visual on Pinion Peak.
On peak lookout noted. Monitor AirTac 131.47 for fire ops. Report when visual on the lookout.
Yeah, we're visual on the lookout. Helitac 351. Helicopters aren't pressurized either, are they? No, they are not. Helicopters are a job for an octopus. That's right, Billy. That is exactly true. So how does it feel on your rudder pedals? I know some pedals can change how the plane feels. So let me answer your question while I fly here. So I use MFG crosswinds, the same rudder pedals that V1 uses, and I have dampeners on them set, so it's actually not very sensitive, and I have them set that way. Come up here, and we're going to kind of feel out where the see where the wind's blowing. Okay, so that's the wind direction. So yeah, a little too much. Let's get stable.
Steady.
Come on. So this is where it gets difficult to like concentrate on talking to you guys and kind of so I'm just counter torque using the rudder pedals, keep the counter torque. Got the collective kind of all over the place just to keep it centered. Doesn't help that at the I have a spring joystick, man. If I had the Moza, oh boy. All right, parking brake on, and let's shut down here. Gotcha. I feel like if I try with my rudder pedals, that it won't be fun because I have the Thrustmaster pendular pedals. No, actually, I don't think you would. If you put, so you might have to play with some curves. But doesn't the Thrustmaster pendulars have dampeners in them? All right, so we got ignition to come off. Let's kill the hydraulics. Shift the air source off. Fuel boost off. Guys can come off. Bring it back to idle. It's supposed to have that on. Yeah. All right, shutting down. Say, yep, I'm sick now. I'll be walking back. Get me back in that thing. Someone got a truck up there. I'd be paying for a ride back. Honestly, I honestly don't know. I'll look it up and see. Yeah. So I mean, you might have to you just want to keep it. You don't want it to spring to center. Yeah, you just don't want to spring it to center. You want to be able to kind of have that, because if it springs to center, that's where a lot of people have problems with the rudder pedals. All right, welcome to Opinion Peak, guys. This is one of the lookouts for the Orbx scenery. We do have a fire going on somewhere out that way, but it's a low priority, so we're going to pick up some supplies. And plus, look at that windsock, guys. We're about almost 8,000 feet up in a wind like that. That's why we are a little wobbly. What would be cool is if the LLDs were right, because up here, it should be near here. The fire should be somewhere out of here. So 320. We'd technically be able to see it. He said he'd love how I look down at the switch and say, oh yeah, that was supposed to be on. But yeah, so much of there's like 6 or 7 lookouts that Orbx did, and they're all this style ish. They're all different, of course. But some of them either have wind socks, so we can see the direction of the wind. Some of them have American flags, so we can get the direction of the wind. A lot of them have this smoke coming out of the chimney. We can all use these these points for wind direction. As you can see, the way I'm pointing, got kind of pointed to the wind to land. But you can see, even though it's not easy, and even though I put a lot of hours in helicopters, it's still something that's just not. You can see my landing. I'm a little off. We're gonna pick up the fire crew and head over to and get our Bambi bucket and head over to the fire. Did you guys see the Microsoft Flight Simulator SU5 stream, the update, the stuff that's coming to the sim? Looks like we're getting wake turbulence limp. Also, looks like we're getting cloud turbulence and different cloud modeling. So battery can come back on. We got to turn on the EPU. Yeah, it's going to come next week. So SU5 is like ready to go. That's insane. I thought they were further off. Air source, APU power on. All pumps on. So let's check our fuel for this mission. Pump that up. Good. Yeah, people say, "Oh, dangerous weather! Here we come!" Yeah, that's gonna be good for us, right? But they were also pretty vague on the rest of the stuff that they wanted to come out with, and when it'll come out, though. But I'm actually kind of excited about the AAU updates, especially the ATR. I actually really did enjoy flying the ATR in 2020. Just didn't work very well in 24. So that should be fun if they do see how that update goes. So that is now on. That's all on. I do have a checklist. I just can't find it. So APU is on. Let's get fired up here. So they could go forward. Idle. So all the people that are running update 5 are saying it's pretty good. So just use the Airbus checklist you sent me. That is hilarious. Yes. Who needs a checklist when you have the manual? Yeah, we got to memorize the manual. All right, it's 2 good starts on that. These could go direct. And they could go to fly. So it's a Sikorsky. That's what this setup is. The MH-60 is actually a Sikorsky helicopter. So this setup. So if you ever flown the Sikorsky, the other Sikorsky helicopter, it's a similar throttle condition lever fuel cluster. All right. So yeah. Got all the anti-ice stuff on auto. Waiting to power up here. So I'm the pilot. I get in there and say, "Where's the manual?" I'm thinking that it's not going to go over very well. Nah, I think I would do that as a prank if I was an airline pilot. I'd be one of those guys. All right, so hydraulic pump 1 and 2. Motors on. Locks are all on. Let me clear that. You just start hitting buttons, right? So legally, you have to have the manual in the plane, so you are in the right to ask. That's probably how it would go down. Yeah, that'd be the kind of pilot I was. I just after takeoff, I'd fly over. I'd go over the PA system to the passengers and ask for directions. You know me, I couldn't stop with the jokes. So what am I doing? Hydraulic 1, hydraulic 2. Where are you? Bump off. It's 1, 2, import, outboard. That's all fuel stuff. Already boost. That on com. What did I hit? I don't know. I have all control. Here. Said, and did anyone bring a map? So 320 actually is the direction for our fire. So let's put that in there. I don't know why I'm getting the hydraulic pump 1 and 2. Well,
inbound for right seat beak.
Roger, right sit beak. Hook armed. Arm hook. Hook armed.
so where is our bucket? I don't like that position. That's kind of stupid. So let's take off and get in a hover. Kind of move over.
Inbound for right seat beak.
Roger, right sit beak.
All right, cool. There's our bucket. So right now I'm using the auto flight control system to manage the hover. So I'm like controls free right now.
Down. 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 Right. Right. Right.
Come on.
Down. Down. Down.
Why are we climbing?
Down. 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 Down.
Yes, I know. Down.
Down. Down.
All right. So the scary thing is, I have no doubt to be able to fly a plane if I had to. Oh yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't even. For some reason, I think she wants us to go down as have ourselves at a high chance of Cat 3 approach. I'm pretty sure she wants us to go down. You think we want to go down? Yeah, I think I want to go down too. So it's very hard to see. So, because it's on a slope, we're going to have some difficulties. So, auto is not really. The heck, my collective isn't working. Now I lost my orientation where my bucket is. There we go.
Down.
Now I got
Easy.
control back.
Easy. Easy. Easy.
Let's see if I could do this not on autopilot. That doesn't seem to want to work.
Down. Easy.
You can see I'm not perfect.
Easy. 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 Down. Down. Steady. Steady. Steady.
I don't know what's going on here. So I have my collective all the way down, and it won't let me.
Easy. 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 Down. Easy. Down. 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 Forward. 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 Forward.
What do I have
Down.
turned on?
Down.
Look. Well, I apologize. I'm not going to be able to get this bucket. I don't know what's going on with my collective. It's not allowing me to really manage anything. So I'm going to fly over to the fire to show you the fire. And yeah, we'll sit down near the fire to do the insertion on with the firefighters, but we'll be able to attack the fire. I don't know what's going on. That would have been very cool. A little disappointed. It said, yeah, just tell ATC to divert to an airport with Cat 3 and we're all good. So missed that. The tow truck. And then I'm pay the heli has the built-in troll. Yeah. Well, you're onto something there. Let's replace her with sit down. Look at that low deer just standing. Yeah, the deer's 100% judging me. It absolutely. And he's got this just slow shake of disappointment. Yeah, the guy go down the hill. Is Jimmy pull that up to where it's flat ground? Yeah, I don't know. It's not working. Maybe we'll get close. We'll find some flat ground. We'll try again at the fire. That was it. Yeah, read through the chat. Let's see. Have a second. Yeah, so that deer was judging me hardcore, guys. .315 is the fire, so let's 315. Yeah, we'll try again with the bucket when we get to the fire. I don't know what the heck was going on. I could not maintain a hover to save my life. It would just want to shoot up. I don't know if something got screwed up when I did the auto hover stuff. But I definitely something was wrong, guys. Well, the three of us weren't judging you, but I can't speak for the three that aren't talking in chat. I'm sure they're finding all of this entertaining, guys. Hey, if you're finding my helicopter skills entertaining, hit that like button, guys. I could fly. It's just picking up that bucket there was something. I think it had to do with the hill. Strong winds just kept pushing me up. That's probably what it was, guys. The strong winds hitting the side of that hill were pushing me up, almost like an effect for gliders. It was a ridge current. That's what I'm going with. That's the excuse. So we'll see if we can actually get the bucket. We'll head over to the fire. I want to show you. They actually inject fire onto the hillside, guys. I'll tell you what. This SkyOps, this firefighting SkyOps, is crazy fun. With the CL, what was it? The CL 315 in the sim with the water drop, the firefighting plane. Crazy fun. Blame it on the co-pilot? Yeah, I mean, dude, you know, I think I wasn't looking over, but I think he was grabbing the controls on me. Is it really snowing in Idaho right now? In the mountains, I guess. He was pushing the up button when I was trying to push the down button. Yeah. Dude, you're fired. Wait till we talk to the chief when we get back. Wait until we talk to the chief. Now, this helicopter comes with Miltech's own mission hub, and with that one, you can actually set up anti-submarine patrols, and you can actually fire torpedoes and stuff like that. You could sink errant ships. Northern Air, cheers, VFT, great stream. Hey, thanks, and welcome aboard. Glad you're liking the stream. Yeah, snow is occurring in parts of Idaho as of April 16th. Cold has brought a light snow showers, particularly mountainous regions, with a freezing warning in effect for parts of southern Idaho. Straight to the fire he goes. Yes, sir. We do have some ground firefighters that we have to insert near the fire. So see, we're cruising a little faster, about 100 and almost 130 knots. It's so cold there, you might want to leave the fires alone. Now they would probably burn themselves out. But little did the dispatch know that in the background, the story was that it was man-made and it was being fed by accelerants. Shadow broke out of prison and is now setting forest fires in Idaho. Or not Shadow. Shadow was Dustin Hoffman. Who was the guy in Backdraft? Yeah, I think it's the natural way of things. It's pretty sure they're not going to be that much property damage. Now, they would normally probably, especially 100 acres, they would have some ground crews on there, and they would just monitor it. We got a little bit of ways to go here. It's about 30 miles away. I didn't think it was so far away from the fire tower. Should have picked a closer fire tower. What would be the closest fire tower? We got Pilot's Peak over here. John Axe Adcock, Scott Glenn. That's it. Watch the AI punch it out on like some unrealistic snow or something like that. 15 nautical miles to the fire. You want to see a good movie of a bunch of actors with bad northern accents, that's your movie. I loved that movie. I still watch Backdraft. Being an old firefighter myself. I lived one of those lives. I was on I was in Civil Air Patrol with the Air Ground Search and Rescue Team. I was a firefighter EMT on a suburban Philadelphia paramedic unit. I'd say my uncle was a firefighter for 40 years, and that was his favorite movie. Matter of fact, the last time I saw him, he broke out the VCR to VHS tape. I think every firefighter was almost like their anthem of a movie. We all watched that. We used to watch that movie in the lounge at the firehouse. All right, 11 nautical miles. So it's going to be somewhere in this range, probably on the other side of this mountain range here. Because I'm not sure where we would get water. Where we pick up water in that Bambi bucket. I don't see any water sources around here anyway. Other than the abundance of snow, which would put the fire out anyway. Scoop some snow, exactly. Send the ground forces, the fire jumpers in there to shovel snow on the fire. Is our altitude? Yeah, so we're at 10.5. There's some tall mountains here in Idaho. So this pack from Orbx with all the fire tower lookouts also has a system of trails. It's like something like 20 miles of trails they modeled through here for their off-road buggy they have. I forget what it's called. Juice Goose or something like that. And it was made also for camp out. So there's a lot of places you could drive up to and set up camp out. And almost all these fire tower lookouts actually have bush strip runways. They're real short though, between 500 and 700 feet. So you're not getting anything real big in there. So that would be the challenge to get the get like a cub up here, like 10,000 feet to a bush landing. So it looks like I got the fire off our nose in the snow, of course. We have a massive forest fire here in Florida. I've heard of California, Colorado, New Mexico, but never Idaho though. Yep, they actually do get them in the whole, because this is the Salmon River National Forest. That's why they have these fire towers. These fire towers are actually, they really do exist in the real world. All right, so here's our fire. And it's a lot, I think it's a lot bigger than 100 acres. I don't know. Oh, there's water. We could have gotten water there. All right, my helicopter. So like I said, this is really fun with those water bombers that they have in the sim. We should do one of those missions. Yeah, this fire wouldn't necessarily be burning in the snow, guys. So it's not terribly realistic. If a fire happens in Idaho and no one's around to smell it, does it really happen? Let's get an assessment of the fire. This does look like a little more than 100 acres. That's just some spot burning. You don't even need a drop. We could send some crews in there. So let's drop our firefighters as close to the firefight, as close to the fire as possible. Let's see what that ridge looks like. He does not want to come down. I have the collective all the way down. I don't know what's going on with that. Won't let me. Is it really being affected by ridge lift? I have to point my nose down to get forward speed to actually come down. Gotta get our firefighters into this clearing here. You can all jump out. As I said, a bunch of the man, is it tough to read the chat? Fly this plane. All right, we dropped our firefighters off. We had a malfunction with the Bambi Bucket, so we're going to return to base. But yeah, guys, that's a SkyOps. SkyOps had nothing to do with the Bambi Bucket. That was something with this plane. Or this helicopter. I keep saying a plane. We delivered our firefighters to the side of the mountain. And we're going to head back to McCall. Said in Florida, the fires from natural causes. No. Sure. Lightning can set forest fires off. Said a bunch of kids down with a bonfire. You're going to dump into the water on. Yeah. It's like the black ice, we called it snow fire or white lava. Yeah. So it was very unrealistic. It wouldn't be burning on the snow like that. I don't think. Unless it was man-made. So let's go back to McCall. Right, 254. Let's go back. One of the firefighters has a broken leg now. He's jumping out of the helicopter. They rappelled down. Those are the elite smoke jumpers. They rappelled out of the helicopter. Holden had to drive home, and I'm pretty sure drunk Billy fell asleep. So unfortunately, you're left with me. You must want to ride in the bucket. Yeah. We're going back to base, guys. Let's see here. Where are we at? Going back to base. You know what? We're going to do something like this again, but we're going to do it with the. I'm going to see about one of the firefighting planes, like the CL 215 or 315. Hey, operations, Helitrack or Helitac 3051 returning to base.
Copy. Base is 23.8 miles southwest, heading 245.
Copy that. Helitac 351. We get a good look at the scenery. Yeah, we're gonna go with the malfunction. I'm starting to run out of time, fortunately for this stream. Billy's hanging in there. It's got to be like almost midnight for you. Probably later. $1:30. I was close. I appreciate you hanging in there through all the drama. That's some low ceiling. He's a really cool helicopter. And and because it's a Navy helicopter, the tail folds. I don't know if it folds. I think it folds on the S model. Tail folds, and the blades actually fold in as well for carrier ops. Look at our terrain on FLIR. The Navy does love their origami aircraft. You can see how you can use the FLIR camera to navigate zero visibility. Definitely can tell that there's no threats ahead of us as far as terrain. Of course, a storm would have to move in. All dirtied up from bugs, I guess. This is definitely turning into a John stream, isn't it? Throw all the wrenches at you. Yes. Yes, it is. It's becoming canon with my channel. have some ground contact. Let's my plane. All right. So I'm stepping on, giving it some right rotor to, I know Holden wanted to know what I'm doing with my rudder pedals. So you can see the torque kind of wants to pull it to the left. So I'm kind of giving it just a little right, just to kind of coordinate flight. So let's come in for landing. Yeah, I think the mountain winds had something to do with it because I have full collective control.
Steady. Approaching runway 16.
All right, welcome back to McCall. All right, see, didn't know helicopters respect patterns. They do. You actually can fly. That's exactly how you would approach an airport. You would come in just like that. I mean, you can call for uh, that crossfield tarmac landings and everything like that, but if it was a busy airport, they actually do fly the pattern. A pattern of up and down. No, and you would come in just like that. Final approach on the landing. I went into a hover taxi and then exited the runway in a hover taxi and brought it down and taxied in. So actually, I'm actually quite happy with that approach. That was actually pretty good. All right, welcome back to McCall. We had some ups and downs. We did see the fire and everything else that I wanted to show you guys. Just unfortunately did not show you, was not able to show you actually attacking the fire. But oh no, it was a good stream. All right, let me kill the recorder. And yeah, so it said the usual, like, I'm gonna head out and disappear. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Drunk Billy. Thanks for hanging in there for the stream, guy. Man, that's awesome. I really do appreciate all that. And hopefully it was entertaining for you guys. So anyway, the MH-60S helicopter. There's the R variant, and what is the other variant? Anyway, I'm gonna show the. I'm gonna let's see here. Yeah, so firefighting ops. You could do Coast Guard operations as well. There is a mission hub that you could actually use for other planes other than this one. It's pretty cool. But yeah. So say intention sky ops. That's what we were using for this one. And I want to thank everybody for coming along for the flight. And we're gonna hit the replay and bring it all back in. I have no idea how replay is going to work with this, but I'll leave it up to you guys to enjoy your landing. And I'm going to get off because I got to cook some dinner. And next one's going to be Saturday, guys. It's flight 7 of our A2A flight 7 of our A2A challenge. So, yeah, general aviation. We're going down to Key West in the Comanche, and I'm going to put a poll in chat. What GPS are we going to upgrade to? So we're going to get a avionics upgrade in St. Augustine. Whether we're going to be the 530 or the 750, guys. And I'm saying thank you for so much for the stream today. It was very interesting and fun. Yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it. We're going to do some more helicopter ops, maybe some more fire ops. Boy, man, this snow is really coming in. It's like a squall. But all right, guys, I'll see you guys Saturday. I think it's around noon. I think I have it scheduled, but I'll see you guys around then. And off to Key West. And yep, I'm Virtual Flight Diaries. My name is John. I forgot to say, I want to thank everybody that joined the chat. Especially Drunk Billy, hung out to the end, and some new faces, and it was awesome. So anyway, Virtual Flight Diaries. My name is John. See you Saturday.